Well, we talk about birthdays and anniversaries on the program pretty often, like every day. And there is a pretty big anniversary going on in Battle Creek right now. Kellogg Community College's 60th anniversary. And here to talk about that, Teresa Durham is here, Executive Director of the KCC Foundation. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Eric Greene is here, too, Director of Public Information at Kellogg Community College. Hi, Eric.
Hello, good morning.
Pretty soon you're going to have a radio job if you keep it up.
Hey, let's trade places. Let's do it.
We are really not wanting to lose him just yet.
She's coming to your defense right away.
Yeah,
okay.
well, you are the master. You do a great job.
Well, thank you. Back off, she says. Happy birthday.
Yes,
Happy
it's a
anniversary.
great birthday year for Kellogg Community College.
Yeah, this is, community colleges are really integral in the community, aren't they? Because when we need education and support, they're the go-to, aren't they?
They really are. Community colleges, since they started, this is all over the country, they were invented really to really serve the community needs. That's why they're called community colleges, whether it's people who need to come straight out of high school, get a couple years of education and move on to a university, or people who at whatever stage in life need to get a little bit of training, a year or two, and then move right into the workforce. Mm-hmm. Those are really the two things that are in our wheelhouse. Right,
and of late, things that are in skilled trades and things of that nature are really an opportunity not only for folks who are thinking about a new career, but it's an opportunity for institutions like KCC to step up and offer those programs, right?
Absolutely. We've been doing this since 1956. So what Eric described has been in place since the very beginning. And KCC has such a rich history. The people and the personalities that shape the development of the college are just phenomenal. When you think about the college starting in 1956 and the old, no longer exists, the Grand Army of the Republic Hall, which is right behind Battle Creek Central, to its beautiful campus today in Cole Park on North Avenue, it's just amazing to see the growth, let alone the first class enrollment was 94 people in a day. And Eric, what's our enrollment now?
Today, our enrollment annually is about 10,000 individuals. And not only just here in Battle Creek, but we now have centers in Coldwater, centers in Hastings, and, of course, our Manufacturing Technology Center in Fort Custer. So we're all over the place in 3 counties.
Well, talk about community colleges being part of the community. The community has grown.
Oh, yes. And really, it is so due in part to the people in our communities that support KCC, supported it since its very first days, continues to support it today. We look back at some of those visionary leaders like, Dr. Emery Morris, Dr. Maurice Say, Jim McQuiston, Creighton Coleman, Dr. Harry Davidson, and many others who believed in community colleges, believed in what it could provide for the people in our communities, and then made that happen. And then Richard, and I'll give this to you today as a gift, but the very first history book that was written by Dr. Neva Bartel really chronicles the history of KCC, but the gifts from the community, the gifts from the W.K. Kellogg Foundation that made it so instrumental for many of our buildings to be on campus. From the very first days in 1962, when we dedicated 5 buildings, to now, today, we all know and we have seen the Miller Physical Education Building come down, and we'll be dedicating a new building in 2018. The Regional Manufacturing Technology Center renovations, the many renovations on campus, was due in so much in part of the vision of the leaders then, as well as those today.
And we'll talk more about that when we come back in just a minute. The notion that things are changing and, the world is changing, so that means we're adapting somehow to all of that. And you have some special events planned, too, to commemorate this grand anniversary at 60 years for Kellogg Community College. And we'll talk about that in just a minute on 95.3 WBCK. We're here with Teresa Durham, KCC Foundation, and Eric Greene from Kellogg Community College. 60 years for KCC in Battle Creek. You talked a little bit about buildings, and we know about how those changes happen over time. You've try to find ways to respond to the needs, the educational needs of the community, and add facilities, upgrade, etc. What other changes are happening now in education to which Kellogg is responding these days?
Well, I can talk about one in particular. As I mentioned earlier, one of the reasons that community colleges exist is so people can come to us for a year or two of classes and then transfer to a university.
Yeah.
Some students have found over time that our credits don't always transfer as smoothly, as nicely, as neatly as they want them to the university of their choice, no matter where they happen to be going. So that's one thing that we're working on with the universities, with the state legislature in some cases, where we're trying to make sure that the courses and credits that people take from KCC are going to transfer wherever they choose to go, whether it's U of M, Michigan State, Adrian College. I mean, wherever they intend to go after KCC, we want to work with them, with the students, as well as with their university. And that's an ongoing, evolving equation.
I suppose we could probably have a whole show on that, but what's at the center of that? Does every college look at every potential institution from which they could get transfers and analyze all of the curricula and try and figure all that out? Seems like a never-ending process if they do.
You're actually describing that pretty accurately.
Okay.
It is extremely complex because every institution, for accreditation reasons and for their own standards for their education, they want to be absolutely sure that the students who are graduating for them, just as we do from KCC, want to make sure that they are getting exactly the education and at the quality that they deserve.
Seems like a big job that goes on, doesn't it?
It is, but we're glad to have this conversation with universities on behalf of our students, because for us, that's what it's all about, is serving our students and getting them to where they want to be.
Teresa, talk about what a foundation does and how you support the college in that role.
Certainly. The KCC Foundation was established in 1998 by the Board of Trustees for the purpose of supporting Kellogg Community College students, faculty, and staff through private philanthropy. So whether that be through other foundations, local donors, students, and alumni, that's why we exist. And today we continue to do that work. Our major program is our scholarship program. We have a Gold Key Board of Trustees and General Scholarship program that allows students to come to KCC with not having to worry about the financial impact that it has on them. We want them to come knowing that they can concentrate on their studies, be successful, and reach their goals.
That's a pretty tall order, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
The financial landscape is ever questionable, isn't it?
Yes, but we have a strong board, great governance, just a tremendous amount of faculty and staff support for our work, as well as the community. And again, it is about helping students to reach their educational goals and to provide opportunities to enhance their learning in the classroom.
Some out there say, hey, guess what? Community college should be free for everybody. You think we'll ever see that?
There are various pieces of legislation that seem to be moving in that direction. I know that came up nationally last year as part of the conversation. But as we talk about opportunities like dual enrollment for high school students and early college programming for high school students, these are tuition dollars that are paid for through state funding so that it's free for the students and their families. So we're kind of moving in that direction just as a society in general. Whether we always label it free college or not, it remains to be seen. But the fact is that for many students, the cost of education is a barrier for them to seek higher education and to obtain that. So that's something like, especially through Teresa's efforts and our financial aid programs, that we're always trying to assist our students to let cost not be a barrier for them.
When we come back in just a minute, we'll talk about what you have planned to celebrate the big anniversary at Kellogg Community College, 60th anniversary at KCC, and we'll talk more about that in a minute on 95.3 WBCK. A few more minutes with Teresa Durham and Eric Greene. Kellogg Community College, 60th anniversary. So you have some fun things planned, right?
We have a number of fun things planned. We've actually been celebrating this whole year. We started last fall, and we've been having a number of events. We opened a time capsule that was buried back in 1966, and we've done a bunch of fun things. But yes, this weekend we do have a couple of big events planned. One is Saturday, this coming Saturday, April 29th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is an outdoor, family-friendly event. It's free to the community to attend. We're going to have a lot of things that are just fun for kids and families to do. We're going to have bounce houses and obstacle courses and food trucks and a DJ. We're going to be doing all kinds of fun things, like even with our student organizations, they're going to be having some competitions where they compete with each other to do what they call the Club Cup. This is the first ever Club Cup.
Oh, wow.
It's like a traveling trophy, which they literally created with a 3D printer. So it involves our tech club and our student organizations. It's just going to be a super fun time. We want the whole community to come out and help celebrate with us. This is really our chance to just celebrate the fact that we're here, we're still here, and come on out and have a good time with us. 10 to 2, Saturday. This is going to be on the North Avenue campus. If people are familiar with the intersection of North Avenue and Roosevelt Avenue, we're going to be right there outside near the soccer fields.
All right, big birthday party, essentially.
A big birthday party.
Yeah.
And then Sunday at First Presbyterian Church, so this is not on our campus, but on Sunday, our music program is putting on a special concert. It's called Oh Magnificent Joy, and it will begin at 3 p.m. Sunday, April 30th at First Presbyterian here in Battle Creek. That's part of our anniversary celebration, too.
All right, very nice. And I imagine that if someone has said to themselves, I should probably go take a class in blank or go back to school and work on whatever, there'll probably be information in some form or another they could pick up there at that big event.
There
and
absolutely
start
is.
Thinking about that.
And anytime, 24 hours a day, they can always go to kellogg.edu.
Right, so there's always that, too. You don't have to have it in a printed leaflet or something to start thinking about it.
Right.
All right.
And then not too far behind, and then moving a little bit forward on June 3rd, KCC is going to open its central part of campus, a reflecting pool area, the Student Center, and the Binda Theater for our gala celebration. And this celebration, again, is to highlight the birthday or the anniversary of Kellogg Community College. And we invite the community and our alumni to come out and celebrate. This is a ticketed affair. It is $60 per person, with 100% of the ticket prices going to our Beyond Tuition Fund to help our students in emergency needs. And it's just an evening of music, food, beverage, activities, socializing, just coming in and just having a grand celebration. So, again, if individuals would like to attend, they can contact the KCC Foundation at 965-4161.
All right. What's that date once again?
June 3rd, Saturday, June 3rd, on the main campus, North Avenue at the Reflecting Pools.
All right. And say that number one more time, if you would.
965-4161.
All right. Happy anniversary, KCC. Very nice. Thank you for the update. Thank you, Richard. We appreciate the update. And it is always nice when something is around in the community and you know it's there and you avail yourself of the opportunities there sometimes. That sometimes life goes on and all of a sudden 60 years has gone by. It's nice to take a pause and look back at that. So we appreciate the opportunity today. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Teresa Durham and Eric Greene, 95.3 WBCK.